Hey everybody, thanks for joining me on another episode of Cuttin' Up with Bae. Today we're going to make some smothered pork chops, a good old southern delight. And before we start making these pork chops, I need you guys to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. I love making smothered pork chops, not only because they're delicious, but because they're inexpensive as well. You see, these pork chops was like less than $9. With the rest of the ingredients, it didn't cost too much more. I made the whole dish for under $15. Now, as you can see, I'm seasoning my pork chops on both sides. I'm using some Chef Bae seasoning salt. And now I'm going to throw my pork chops into the flour. I definitely season my flour as well. You can season your flour with whatever you like to season it with. While my cooking oil is heating up, I cut up my vegetables, which was an onion and a bell pepper. And I set that aside while my pork chops are frying. Now, you don't have to fry your pork chops. You can bake them in the oven. You can cook them on the stove top in a skillet. Hell, you can barbecue them if you want to. Now we're going to flip these pork chops. And they are so golden brown. Oh my God. All they really need is some hot sauce and a slice of bread. But that's a whole nother episode, honey. These have been cooking for a couple minutes, so they're about ready to take out. I set them to the side and I'm going to fry my remaining pork chops. So now my pork chops are done. They are looking absolutely fabulous. They look perfect enough just to eat by themselves, but we're gonna leave those pork chops to the side. I poured out most of the grease. I left a little bit of the grease, and you seen some of the leftover flour in the bottom of the skillet. That's all perfectly fine. That's flavor. You gonna throw in your vegetables. I threw in some bell pepper, onion, and garlic. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of pink Himalayan Chef Bae salt. You can find all my products on my website, which is www.cuttinupwithbae.com. Make sure you guys check out the cookbooks, and there's some new items that will be dropping in the next week or so as well. Now that I've let these saute for just a couple minutes, I remove the vegetables, and that's some of the leftover remnants as well as leftover oil. Now we're going to make some gravy. We're going to throw in some of that flour that we cooked our pork chops in, and we're just gonna start whisking the flour, and we're gonna just try to get any of those brown bits off the bottom of the pan, because once again, it's all flavor here. And now that I'm done whisking, I'm going to pour in a little bit of chicken broth. Some people use water, and water is perfectly fine if you don't have chicken broth. I pour in a little bit at a time. You can pour in the whole amount that the recipe calls for, but I just like adding it a little bit at a time, so don't judge me. The flour will make the sauce thicken, so don't be afraid to add more broth or add more water. Some people like their gravies really thick. Some people like their gravy thin. It's totally up to you. So if you like thick gravy, you can let your gravy simmer a little longer on low heat. It will thicken up because of the flour. Or if you like it really thin, you can add a little more liquid, and that will, thin it out some. But one thing for sure when it comes to gravy, you gotta season it. And it's okay to take a clean spoon, try your gravy, and if it needs a little more seasoning, you can add some, but you definitely want to try it because we working with basically flour and grease. And flour and grease really don't taste like much, but if you follow my instructions, your gravy gonna come out delicious every single time. Now that my gravy is to the consistency that I like, I'm going to add back in my onions and peppers. Now, a lot of people don't like peppers in their smothered pork chops. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to add onions. You don't have to add peppers. What I love about cooking is you can make this stuff however you want to make it, and I do my own thing in the kitchen. To be honest, I don't care what the next person do or what the traditional recipes say. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. That's why, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm Chef Bay, because I mean, it's not even about bending the rules. It's about doing what tastes good to you, having fun. Hell, it's food. It's not rocket science. So now I'm putting my pork chops back into the gravy, and I have my skillet on low, and I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of gravy over some of the pork chops, and I'm just gonna let this beautiful pot of deliciousness just melt together in merry flavors. It smells so good up in here. I wish you guys had smell-o-vision. But there you have it. Smothered pork chops over rice and green beans. I'm about to put a little more gravy over this second pork chop. I started plating and realized that I wasn't recording. So I won't leave you guys hanging, but we're going to put a little gravy on this. I'm going to also throw some hot sauce on these green beans. You can see it's some rice underneath everything. And this is just a quick southern homemade hearty meal that's gonna keep you full and warm on a nice cold day like today. I want to thank you guys for watching my quick little video. If you want to see more videos, hit that like button. Again, hit that subscribe button. And if you guys have any questions or concerns, you guys can reach me at cuttinupwithbay@gmail.com. Garlic butter, cookware, all of that stuff, cuttinupwithbay.com. Oops, did I say cookware? Yes, I did say cookware. So you guys stay tuned because 2021 is going to be amazing. Thank you guys for your support. And until next time, peace out.